Hi guys, I'm Michelle, I'm the 360 gal. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. To get the best experience out of this videos, please make sure your settings are at least set to 1080p or higher. And headphones or earbuds in will drastically improve the audio experience because I do use ambisonics audio in this. And to get the best video experience, if you guys have a phone or tablet, you can lift your phone or tablet around and you can actually change the view by actually moving your tablet around. Or you can also make a large screen or even regular screen and touch on the screen and move around that way. If you're on your PC, you can click and hold on the mouse and touch the screen and move it around that way. These are videos where you get to choose your view. You do not have to look right in front of you. Also, in that note, I will give you guys cues of when to look around if I add elements for you guys to look to your right or look to your left. And sometimes I'll get it confused and tell you to look to my left and look to your right. One way or the other, we'll get you there. I will use call-out tags and arrows to point stuff and add some enhancements like drop in better quality photos that this camera cannot pick up. Please sit back, enjoy the video. Have a great day. Thank you. Alright, we're all unhooked. Full tanks. Oh, I forgot to ask him where the trash can was. I'll find one. It doesn't really matter. There's enough of them around here. I don't have any that major trash. Anyhow, full tanks as far as water. Nice soaking bath last night, which is so nice to have. Anyhow, so we went in to pay, see if we went over our kilowatt hours allotment. And we are good. We used 13 kilowatt hours last night. Now I had a fan going, I had the computer on all night, I was transcoding video and stitching them together and basically using as much power as I really needed to in the electric blanket. And that's, I think, way low in their standards as far as power usage, which is pretty good actually. Good morning, everyone. Today is grungy morning. Grungies meaning I got my grungies on because I got my generator still not working and I got to do work on it. However, that being said, I don't really want to do the work on it. I've had this wheel right here in the back of my bus for like well over a year now, and I wanted to do an e-bike conversion on the recumbent, and then I wanted to sell the recumbent, and now I'm back to doing the e-bike conversion on it. Mainly no one wants to give me what I want for it, and I'll have an easy way to build out another one while I'm out here. So I was like, I'm going to tear apart the hub motor. So I'm going to tear into this, and it's kind of what I do to relax. I enjoy tearing stuff apart and seeing what makes it work. And you guys are going to come along with me as I tear into it. Oh look, you guys can sit on the hub and watch that way. Here is my very inaccurate and improper tools I'm going to use. If I strip it out, it's all on me. Actually, I may not even be able to get a hold of it. Okay, it's all on me. Anyhow, this is what I do for relaxation. And it's this trial and error process of taking stuff apart and just kind of mellowing out. Seeing how it works. So someone else asked me how I know what I know. Books help a lot. I keep a good portion of storage in this tiny space dedicated to books. I got this, actually hang on. I have this Practical Electronics for Inventors book, and it's a big one. I use it for reference material and just to sit down and read at night. It has all the foreign languages you ever wanted to know and learn regarding electronics, power, and all that other fun stuff that people are looking at me saying, what the heck do you have there? So this is my reference book. My old one got out of date. This one also covers Arduinos, microcontrollers, and everything else like that. And that's kind of what I find fun. What do I do with that? There it is. Okay, so change of plan. No one has a spanner. I need some thread lock or thread loose on this. I'm going to come back and put that together here in a little while. But Linda, inverter, oh god, this is a mess. Linda's inverter quit working on her. And she has got a replacement. Actually, her fridge and her inverter stopped working both at once. And oh god, it's all going to come after me. And we're double checking the inverter. I'll show you what's going on here in just a moment. Right now I'm looking for tools. Hang on. Okay, so we're here in Linda's bus. She's ran into some issues. Her inverter went out on her. And I want to talk about some of the troubleshooting steps we've taken so far. This is her electrical system. She has 2 batteries, 12 volts, hooked up in parallel. Nice beefy wire here too, and a good solid connection. Then it runs through a fuse over here to this. I think this is a Victron battery shutoff, so if you want to really make some noise, you pull this out. And it's supposed to beep, probably because there's no load going to it, so normally it beeps. But this is like you'd hook this up to a switch remotely, and you could kill your batteries remotely if you wanted to. I thought it was kind of cool that it's in there, but basically all you had to do is pull this one thing and you kill the whole power to the rest of the system. This one's going to an inverter through a breaker box, and it's double fused here, and this is double wired over to the inverter. But what has actually happened to her system... Hey Ollie, hey pretty girl. Speaking of which, I'm not a professional on this. This is a hobby of mine. So, but her inverter quit working on her. Actually, her fridge quit working on her, and then her, I went in here to help her with it, the troubleshooting, and her inverter's not putting up any power. I'm going to set you down right here. Sorry for the noise. We're going to look at it. This is a DC side of the multimeter. I got the inverter opened up. And speaking of which, you should never open up an inverter unless you know exactly what you're doing or you're okay with the risk of getting shocked. Now, she's got a replacement inverter, but I wanted to double check, I wanted to tear into this and see if I could find where the problem is. A lot of times it's just, it could be a vibration thing. Some of these aren't designed for vibrated environments like on the road. So sometimes you can find like a loose wire, a bad solder joint, resolder it, and it'll be good to go. Not always, but, sometimes. Okay, that's weird. My camera just shut down on me. Must not like the EMF coming from this thing. Anyhow, this is Linda's battery system. This is what runs her fridge. It's a little undersized for what she's doing, but it's what she has and what she can do. My biggest complaint about this system is it's not separated from the cab. It should be separated and vented outside. She had someone build it for her before she came out, and she's perfectly happy with it, so who am I to say? I'm just here to help her put an inverter in. Now, I like the arrangement of the circuit breakers. They're very nice and organized here. It looks like she has one going, I don't know what that one's going to, but I'm sure it's going to something else. We got another one coming in from the inverter, which means the inverter and the solar system's fused. At least the inverter's fused. This one is, I don't know what that one's going to, but they're 40 amp, they're rated for the wire. This one's 150, it's rated for the inverter going out. And she does have a catastrophic fuse on the system here. And this side's coming off going over to this one here. So this is probably the charge side coming in here to the battery charge going over to here. And the other good thing about this system, if this is a charge... Yeah, okay. So you get the charge cables cattywampus, so it'll charge evenly across the batteries. It would be nice if this was on its own sealed box in a separate compartment vented outside. We have discussed and let Linda our concerns. She does not want to spend, or she does not have the ability to get it that way, and she's happy with the way it is, right?
Pardon?
You're happy with the way your batteries are?
For now, yes.
And when you get the chance, you'll vent the compartment?
Yes.
Okay.
All
right.
I have windows open all the time, though. Rain,
Okay.
shine, sleep.
You want to install this?
Yes.
Okay. So, you'll have to close me in here. We got the inverter apart. And I was looking for something obvious, and look, we found it right here. See that blackness here? And how it looks like it has you can actually see it has no solder on it. Either there's a bad connection here and it caused a hot point and the solder to melt away, or the wire, she just pulled too much power out of it and is capable of running it, but it heated up this joint and desoldered it. So I'm thinking, if you can see it on this side, I missed it whenever I was taking it apart while I was still in there. If I take a soldering iron, well, first clean the joint real good and resolder it and put it all back together, it might actually work. Alright, we're in the bus. A more properly suited area, although it is a mess because I started electronic projects earlier today anyways. But I am the hub of attention, mainly because we're blocking the wind right now. I need to clean this off. To the fellow that gave me this bad soldering kit, thank you so much, because this is really nice. He was downsizing, and he gave me this thing. He was reducing, and he didn't have any need for it. So he gave me his old work soldering rig. He used to do network stuff. And so we're going to use it to fix Linda's inverter, hopefully. It's really nice. It's a nice Welland soldering iron. Actually, 2 Welland soldering irons. It's a nice stand. Sponge that's still good. Or Wella. Hey, pretty girl. How you doing? So one thing I can say I'm impressed about my own electrical system is it can run the soldering iron. You see this black here. Now there's a possibility I might get shocked by the capacitors in here because I never did discharge them after putting power in it, so hopefully I don't get shocked by the capacitors. But there is a, okay, yeah, that's going to clean up nicely. Looks like maybe it had a bad solder joint and it just got hot all of a sudden with too much use and eventually melted away. That's what I'm going to guess say that happens. It's overloaded. And it's probably not even really overloaded for what the system is capable of. This probably had a bad solder joint. And a lot of electronics will have bad solder joints, so if you pull apart and learn how to do this, you'll save yourself a lot of money, or friends a lot of money, by doing this. I'm not saying this is going to be the problem or the fix for it, but it's probably. Usually in electronics, you have, what is it? You either have an open or a short or a change of value, but mostly you get either open or a short. I mean, short meaning a positive and the negative wire touches and it blows a fuse and you can't seem to get more power out of it. Yeah, that thing's in the way. So it shorts out and it won't allow power to go through until you replace that wire or whatever shorts out. Or you can have an open, which happens more often a lot if you have an extension cord, and where that extension cord pulls, it'll like, if it's bent a lot and then the wire will break on the inside, but if you go along the extension cord and pull it and you'll get a rubber section where it kind of pulls out, that means the inside insulator's gone. And that's what I'm thinking might have happened to Linda's fridge, and that's why this thing ain't going. But you know, it shows a good electrical system as if it fails and nothing catches, well, nothing smokes, nothing catches fire, everything, you know, it just stops working. That's a good design, because despite something going wrong, you didn't have a catastrophic fire or something like that. So this one, it just looks like it melted a solder joint. It really is what it looks like. And it looks like it's a little bit toasty. It looks like it really got hot and fried a lot. So I'm guessing, because the fuses are intact over here, so it means it didn't pull any more power than it was designed to handle. So my thought is it had a bad solder joint, and whenever it got close to capacity, it just let go. And a lot of computer and electronic stuff like that is similar. But we're going to solder it from this side once we get it all nice and cleaned up. Let me restate it. I'm not an expert at this. I'm a hobbyist. I'm doing this for a friend because they asked me to. They understand that this could go, if they reinstall it in their rig, it could go horribly wrong and burn up their entire rig, and they're like, I'm okay with that. So, that's my little disclaimer on it. Man, I wish this was bigger solder wire. That's okay. That's my little disclaimer on it. if you ever learn to solder, it's fun. Adafruit Industries is a good place to go for solder and learning and electronic stuff. I like them. I wish I could do more of it, but I started video editing and now I spend all my time editing. But that's okay. We'll get back there sometime. This is a big solder joint, so it's going to take a lot of solder. Getting there. Give me a pretty solder joint. Yeah, more solder? Yeah, more solder. Yeah, you like that solder. Alright, there you go. Nice, pretty solder joint. We're going to go through and touch up a couple other solder joints in here. Okay, that looks good. I'm calling that good. Killing the power. I'm going to wet the tip. If you have soldering irons, you know this is part of soldering maintenance. You put solder on the tip of your iron, and it helps protect the tip for whenever it's stored. And then whenever you heat it up, you wet the sponge like that, and you get it off, and it's fine. I'm going to go into Linda's rig to install it. I'm also going to clean it off a little. This is isotrophic alcohol. Ideally, you use denatured alcohol for it, but this will work. This just cleans off the stuff I used to help give it a little flux. Keeps it all clean. Nice and sharp connection. Where's that? Dikes. Where's my dikes? Give me my dikes. I want dikes. Oh, there's some dikes. I need some dikes, or side cutters it's also known as. I'm going to clean this edge up a little bit. Should always wear safety goggles, especially when you're messing with electronics. Shame on me, it's on my head. Ooh, yep, that's why. They shoot stuff off at you. Alright, and that's the repair. We're going to throw it together and see if it works. I'll bring you back when it does. Well, it's worth a shot anyhow. No such luck. Still not putting out 110.
You turned her switch off.
But it's a good exercise in finding it. There's probably something more wrong with it. So whatever reason caused that to get hot at that point and desolder itself. Might have been safety design or something like that, or it's just something else that went out in it.
Nice dust bath, that's better.
So that's it. New inverter for her. We'll teach her to install it. I am proud of you because you're doing your own install. So
in order to do this, don't I need...
So what I usually do is I just hold the backside and tighten it up. If I need a wrench to get on there to get it farther, I do that. But make sure you don't short it off to the other side.
What do you mean by that?
You don't touch the positive and the negative ends together with the pliers.
Like both of these together?
Yeah. I mean, the power's turned off, but you should always practice safety electrical handling.
Okay, well this back keeps turning at the same time.
Okay, do you have another pair of pliers?
I do.
Okay, if you want to get the other pair of pliers, we can put it on the back of it there. And then we can get it all good. Alright, now do the negative side. Should be good. Now, if you want to ground it to the frame, you can hook that little wing fly to it. I never even worry about it because
Ground it to the frame would be a good idea, correct?
only if you want. I'd get a wire and run it to your the wall of your bus and screw a wall in it. But you didn't have ground on it before, so you should be fine. So you're all hooked up. If you want to turn on the power here. Yes. Here, I'll take my pliers.
You don't want to.
Oh, but you do.
Okay. Up.
Up.
It's not doing that.
Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. Oh God, no power. What's going on? Why isn't there power?
Because we didn't turn the inverter on.
Turn the inverter on. Oh. Hey, we got power! Nice job! Now you can say you installed your own inverter and you know how to for next time.
I installed my own inverter.
You installed your own inverter. Yeah.
Well, sort of.
Thank you guys for staying to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Mainly subscribe.